Hey everyone, it's Kevin Mullen with the Office of Youth, Young Adult Ministry. Mission is to love and serve young people. It's your 2-Minute Tuesday on July 27th. CYC Board Registration is now open. It took me a few weeks to kind of get all the details and everything set up, but you can find all the information you need in the handbook and then register at dohyouth.org/CYC Board. Even though the pandemic is not over, we are certainly hopeful and planning and looking forward to meeting in person this year. Our first meeting is scheduled for August 27th through the 29th in Deer Lodge. If you would please share this information with your youth and your families, I'd be grateful for that. It's been 2 years since we've run a quote-unquote normal CYC board year, which means there's probably a lot of questions out there. Feel free to direct those my way. But you can find most of the information, well, really all the information you're going to need at dohyouth.org/CYC Board. This week, my top priorities are updating the dohyouth.org website and then solidifying some of our details for our calendar this next year. For those of you who know me or anyone who's seen any of the OEM social media sites, you know that social media is just not important for me. I do my best to keep our stuff updated, but it's hardly a part of my daily routine. Nevertheless, I understand its usefulness on social media for communication, and ours desperately needs some work and some updates. So I'm going to put in some hours this week to update what I can. Our 2021-2022 events calendar is now available. I shared these dates a while back and I wanted to reshare them with you. A few important notes on our calendar for this next year. First, we are looking at hosting 2 junior high rallies next year, one in Helena and one in Kalispell. I still have to confirm a few things, but as of now, we are scheduled to be at St. Andrew's School in Helena on Saturday, October 30th, and then at St. Matthew's on Saturday, November 6th. Next, we are once again hosting a weekend retreat for youth ministry leaders at Fairmont Hotsprings on January 7th and 8th. We're casting a wide net here. It's not for youth ministers only. It's really for anyone who accompanies young people in the Catholic faith. So I care much less about your official title or position in your parish or your school or your ministry. So whether you're a youth minister or a DRE, catechist, pastor, whether you're volunteered or paid, full-time, part-time, etc., if you have a role for evangelizing, discipling, catechizing, or accompanying young people in the faith, then you're going to find this experience beneficial. So certainly we're going to do some professional development, but it's also part spiritual retreat and community building for our youth ministry leaders out there. So please mark your calendar for that Friday and Saturday, January 7th and 8th. We'll start Friday evening, and then we'll conclude on Saturday evening in time for everyone to get back home to be in their parish for Sunday liturgy. One final highlight on the calendar that I wanted to mention, I am looking to organize a diocesan trip to the National March for Life in Washington, D.C. at the end of January. This is brand new, both for me personally as well as for our diocese. I know that plenty of individuals from our diocese have been to the march before, but I'm unaware that there's ever been a sort of a diocesan-wide organized trip, certainly not in recent memory. So mostly right now, I'm trying to confirm a host parish for us in D.C. Once I have that, then I can kind of make more plans, and all the other details like costs and registration and dates will kind of fall into place. At this point, my guess is that we can do this trip for around $700 per person, including airfare. Likely it's going to run similar to our NCYC experience, where each individual parish or family is going to organize their airfare and sort of their flights. And then once you get to DC, I'll take over coordinating ground transportation with buses and all of the event management and schedule and events and things like that. Likely it'll be a travel out on Wednesday, events Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then travel home on Sunday. This is on Bishop Vedder's calendar, and he's planning on being there, so this is going to be awesome. Our target audience here is really going to be kind of high school into the young adult age, but really my hope is to make this a family event where we would have multiple generations with parents traveling with their kids. We probably won't be able to accommodate like elementary school age, but something like middle school aged with their parents as chaperones through anyone above that. So if you're interested, please reach out to me and let me know. I really don't have many more details than that right now, but I'm always open for a conversation. Again, once I confirm a host parish for us in DC, then the rest of these details will fall into place, and I'll share them with you as they're available. Coincidentally, I am participating this week in the USCCB's Diocesan Pro-Life Leadership Conference. It's virtual this year, which is good for me because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to participate. And in addition to just kind of learning about the state of pro-life efforts in the national church, I'm really also hoping to make some connections specifically for our trip to the March for Life. So that's what I'm going to be up to this week. A few updates in the field that I've been made aware of. First, our good friend Chris Hammond, who's recently served as a youth minister out at St. Cyril Methodius in East Helena the past few years. He's left his role as a youth minister, and we wish him well in his next adventure. He's still in Helena, and I'm certain that we'll still see him around. And we welcome Caitlin Van Horsen, who's going to be taking over the youth ministry coordinator position at St. Cyril's. We also welcome John Bacon to our youth ministry community. He's the new DRE at St. Matt's Parish up in Kalispell. I had a great conversation with him last week, and I have no doubt that the Lord is going to work great things through him in that community. Finally, we welcome back to our community Katie Korbacheski at St. Mary's Parish in Helena as the new youth minister. Don Brandman is still around, but Katie will be taking over many of the high school responsibilities, including CYC Board, NCYC, and those sort of things. So many of you remember Katie from her internship in my office a few years ago, plus all of her work in campus ministry at Carroll College. So she's definitely a great asset, and we welcome her to our community here. Last week, I had a great meeting with Julia Malmo from the Carroll Missions Office about how our offices can partner together. She's a fantastic young lady, and if you're interested in having her present or help you in your youth ministry programming, I know that she'd be delighted to help you out. The more we can collaborate with our diocesan college, the better our entire diocese will be. So I'm very excited to welcome Julia to join us at NCYC, and I look forward to having her at some of our other events, especially CYC Board and Convention. That's it for this week. As always, please pray for me, pray for our bishop, and together we will all pray for our young people. God bless.